Every year, TCU becomes the new home to thousands of students from across the world. Each of these students navigate their path through college experiencing highs and lows. Almost everyone experiences distress over roommate issues, financial pressures, painful breakups, and academic struggles. These hurdles are definitely challenging when they occur, but generally they are short-lived and cause little disruption over your college years. But for some, their college experience is associated with more serious problems. Students can feel confused, lost, lonely, inadequate, anxious, and stressed. These feelings can lead to depression, which is the #1 cause for suicide. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students, with over 1,100 students dying each year. The sad reality is that only 10% of these students that died by suicide reached out for counseling. Mental illness is on the rise at America's colleges, and TCU is not immune. There are two groups of students who may be at risk for suicide: those that have pre-existing mental health conditions before entering college, and students who develop mental health issues during their college years. You can make a difference in your friend's life by knowing signs for depression and how to act. You can learn the questions that can save your friend's life. Examples of signs you may hear. Oftentimes, friends who are thinking about suicide make statements about harming themselves, such as, "I'm going to end it all. I wish I were dead. I've decided to kill myself. Everyone would be better off without me. Pretty soon, you won't have to worry about me. Who cares if I'm dead anyway?" There are also signs that include things you may see. These include drug or alcohol abuse, or relapse after a period of recovery, unexplained anger, aggression, and irritability, lack of motivation for school or work, spending most of the time in isolation, sudden interest or disinterest in religion, giving away prized possessions, looking for a way to hurt themselves, symptoms of depression, moodiness, hopelessness. Lastly, there could be things you may know that could be signs of depression or suicidal thoughts, such as being fired from a job or expelled from school, loss of any major relationship, death of a loved one by suicide, diagnosis of a serious or terminal illness, sudden, unexpected loss of freedom or fear of punishment, loss of financial security, the death of a cherished teacher, mentor, or counselor, fear of becoming a burden to others. All of these are possible signs. The most important thing to remember is, if you hear, see, or know anything that causes concern about your friend, then it is time to reach out. The way to reach out to a friend you are concerned about is by asking a question. It is the hardest step, but also the most helpful to someone considering suicide. Before you ask the question, don't forget to summarize the reasons why you are worried about your friend. Summarize the things that you have heard, seen, and know to show your cause for concern. There are several ways to ask the question. You could acknowledge your friend's distress by saying, "Have you been unhappy lately?" Or you can be direct and ask, "Have you wanted to stop living?" Or, "Are you thinking of killing yourself?" Research has shown that once a person has been asked if they are thinking of suicide, they feel relief, not distress. Their anxiety decreases while their hope increases. You've provided a ray of light by reaching out to them where there has been so much darkness. You've offered them a chance to go on living. If your friend is considering suicide, you must take action. The TCU Counseling and Mental Health Center is here to help. You can go to the center for a walk-in crisis appointment, or you can call 817-257-7863 to schedule an appointment. If there is an emergency after 5 p.m. or on the weekends, a counselor can be reached by calling the TCU Campus Police at 817-257-7777. Also, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is a free and confidential national hotline in which you can talk to a trained crisis counselor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by calling 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Remember, by being alert for warning signs, asking the question, and then taking action, you can save a life.